Yes, people, what's happening? Journeyman, we're back again. It feels like we've been away for a long time, but we're back. AU, what's been happening, bro?
Yeah, nothing, man. Just life, been life in. Busy with things, but we're back at it again. So, as they say, we move.
Definitely. My team's getting relegated, so guys, give me a little bit of sympathy as to why I haven't been too hot on the football thing. So, West Ham are pure pain at the minute. But today we're back. We're going to do an underrated Premier League 11. We're going to focus on the current players in the Premier League, and we'll kick it straight off with who's going to be our goalkeeper, man. The most underrated goalkeeper in the league right now. Hey, you?
Underrated goalkeeper. Who am I gonna go for?
I think I've got three keepers that I've got in mind. Shall I give you the three that I've got in mind?
Who have you got, man?
So Dean Henderson at Crystal Palace. Obviously, like a caveat, there's going to be players in here that are obviously rated, but I'm particularly at right back. There's a guy that I want to speak about that this year's just been really impressing me. But yeah, so Dean Henderson, he's obviously rated. He's one of them. And then you got the guy at Sunderland. Is it Rolfes?
Yeah, I think Rolfers. Yeah, he's pretty good.
And the other one, not so much this season, but definitely last year was Sells at Nottingham Forest.
I was gonna go for Sales, but I think this season he's been a bit off. But last season he was quite good. But yeah, I thought he was quite good last season. But yeah, like underrated keepers. I think with underrating players, I think with keepers it's a bit harder to underrate keepers. I think there's less keepers you can kind of class as like underrated, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say though, probably out of them, I think just to go for the higher end, probably have to go for like Henderson or somebody like that. Even though I don't really wouldn't class him as particularly underrated, but I
Yeah.
think he's a
He's a good
quality
keeper.
goalkeeper,
Yeah.
and it just because of just certain circumstances, I don't think he's getting the shine that he probably could have got
Yeah.
in different scenarios. So yeah, I'll probably go for Henderson out of those bunch.
Yeah. I mean, like FA Cup final was brilliant. He flies under the radar. He should be England's undisputed number one, in my opinion.
I think he probably is England's best keeper. But I think they just have this affinity towards Pickford for whatever reason because he shouts and just runs around a bit. So the England like players like that. So
Yeah. So we'll go with good old Dean Henderson. But Robin Rofes at Sunderland is having an unbelievable season. I mean, if you've been listening to like earlier podcast that we've been doing throughout the season, we've been earmarking Sunderland and saying like these guys are not going to be dropping any points at home, and like they're performing above expectation. They're a really good team. They're a really good team. I haven't seen them in a game this year where they've not been in it, basically, and that's
yeah.
like
Actually, to be honest, the only game that I saw that they actually were at their worst was when they played Man United. Surprisingly, at Old Trafford, they weren't that great in that game. But other than that game, like every single time I've seen them play, there's never been an easy game. Like even against Arsenal, they gave Arsenal hell that whole game. But even when Arsenal finally thought they clinched it, they still came back and got the equalizer. So, like, yeah.
Last week, informed Newcastle went to the Stadium of Light, came away empty-handed.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, if we're gonna do a team, it's Sunderland. But yeah, and their managers, I never heard of their manager before. He's never been on my radar. Like even I didn't know who he was basically. And I watch a lot of football. So cool, man. Dean Henderson, I'm good with that pick, man. I definitely think he should be England's number one top keeper. I was at the FA Cup final. He communicates. I think that's a big thing for goalkeepers, communication. Just an earmark in football. Like I think with my team, West Ham is 11 strangers. There's not much communication, and our biggest talker organizer in the team is Freddie Potts, who's a youth player that's just come into the team. So that says a lot as to why we are where we are. So communication in team sports is important. Vocal leaders. So having Dean Henderson, I think, is a good start. We've gone with the back four. What do you wanna lead the next pick? Any defenders that are?
Yeah, it can go right back. If underrated, I would say but the person I'm gonna pick, I would say maybe they're not necessarily underrated, but they're a player that I think is gonna be for very big things moving forward. I'll go for Kayode for right back.
Kayode from Brentford.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good with that. Again, like Kayode, physicality, the long throws now, which is such a big thing in the Premier League. You know, he's probably the next up to leave Brentford and go on to bigger things. He's a modern player in terms of like physicality and strength and athleticism. And I think he's a decent footballer as well. Like he's a good
he's a good footballer.
The one that I was gonna say, and this is what I was caveating at the beginning, was Yuri Timber. The reason why I'm gonna say that is because all the football that I've watched this year, he's one of the best players in any position. In any position, he's one of the best players that I've watched. Complete footballer. I know the world class thing gets thrown about a lot, and you know, I'm not going to sit here and start telling people that Timber's a world class player, but in terms of performance this year, like he has stood out to me like head and shoulders above across the board, across Europe. I think he's an elite player. He's very, 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 very understated. I know people rate him. I know everyone knows about Timber, but I just think that it's just been like every time I watch him play, he just does the right stuff. You know what I mean? And he's, you know, strong in a tackle, 1v1, team play, build-up play, everything. He's a bit of a complete footballer. It's a throwback, you know, the Dutch total football philosophy, where, you know, I mean, I think he could be a top DM potentially. He could be. We've seen him play centre back, you know. So that's who I was gonna mention. But I think Kayode is a good one.
Yeah, I think with Timber, I think with especially how everybody's seeing him this season, I think everybody just thinks he's a quality player. Like but I do agree that I think, especially from when they bought him initially to his performances, I think he is performing better than what I would have expected from when they initially signed him. And like his quality does definitely shine through in that team. I think he's the perfect type of fullback for them. You can pretty much do everything. Like you said, you can pretty much play him in multiple different positions, and you'll be quality in all of those positions, really. So definitely a player that is of quality player.
Yeah. Cool. Any other right backs potentially that could have been in the convo?
Maybe like, but I don't think he's again. Actually, maybe he is a bit underrated. Maybe somebody like a Malo Gusto or somebody like that. I think he's a quality player as well. Definitely. I think he's quality.
Definitely. Gusto's very good. I like Gusto a lot, man.
Yeah, Gusto's a quality player. But I think playing for Chelsea, I think he gets a bit more visibility than somebody like a Kayode playing for a Brentford. So I'll still stick with him. But I think, yeah, Malo Gusto as well is a quality player.
After Jules Koundé, he's got to be France's next choice at right back, right?
Probably right now. I can't really think of too many people ahead of him, to be honest. But you never know with France. They just have so many players. They can just come up with somebody. So I don't know. But from the top of my head, yeah, he should be up there as one of their key right backs for the World Cup, I would say.
Definitely. All right, cool, man. Let's keep it moving. Centre backs.
I'm probably going to go for Ballard.
Who?
Ballard
from Sunderland.
Yeah.
Dan Ballard.
Yeah. Ballard, sorry. Not Ballard. Ballard. Yeah, Dan Ballard, yeah.
A defender that just defends, bro.
But he comes up and he's a goal threat as well. Like, and anytime like they have like any set pieces, he's always a threat to score. Like he does it on both ends, and obviously not in a different way to like obviously how like certain defenders are now like transitioning into the attacking phase, like what a Timber would do. But he is a threat at set pieces as well. So and he does all the defending he needs to do. Like he's one of those defenders that loves to defend. So I do like Dan Ballard. I've been quite. I think he's been a great leader for Sunderland.
I've got three centre backs that I wanted to mention before we nail down our selection. First one is Ezri Konsa. I think he's having a blinding year. Again, every time I've watched Villa play, he stands out to me as like a, above average player, bro. Like above average. Like, again, not one of the best centre backs in the world, but he's one of the best centre backs in the Premier League in a Villa team that is in a title challenge. I think his leadership's qualities have started to grow within the team. He's like the one constant in their centre backs. I know they've got Pau Torres, Mings, Lindelof, but I think he's the constant in that sort of centre back rotation. The other one that I was going to mention that I think should be in this is Lacroix from Crystal Palace. Lacroix.
Lacroix, yeah, he's good. I do like Lacroix.
Lacroix.
Yeah, he's quality.
He's
another one that's going to go to a big team soon. Like, he's quality.
He's quality. Their system kind of does like, it's hard to say Crystal Palace players are underrated because like we know that we can see it, but because we could even put Munoz at right back. But yeah,
true.
And then the other one, again, it's not based on this season, but I just think I've seen enough of him to see that he should be at a big club, and that is Murillo at
Forest. Yeah, he's good.
Forest. And then another one, I can't believe I'm going to be saying this, but mate, in the mold of Dan Ballard, but what's his name at Everton? James Tarkowski.
Yeah, Tarkowski's a good piece. He's a good. He's always been a good defender though. Like I've always thought he was always every time I saw him, he's always looked like a Premier League centre back. Like he's just one of those. He's a good centre back. Like I can't take anything away from him. He's not even bad with his feet either. Like he's a good player.
Yeah,
he's a good player. I think obviously at the team that he's kind of playing for, like at Everton and like a Burnley, you're not really going to be able to show off your ball skills too much playing at centre back. But he's good on the ball as well. So. He's a good player.
We'll go with Ballard. Oh, he's Northern Irish. He's not even English. I thought he was English.
No, yeah, he's from Ireland.
Okay. And then
I do like Ballard.
Yeah, to partner him, out of the three that I mentioned, who do you reckon?
I'll probably go out of those ones. Maybe Lacroix, because I think he's got the potential to have like the biggest ceiling out of those ones. Him or Murillo have the biggest ceiling, but I think Lacroix has been better this season, so I'll put Lacroix. But I think Murillo does have a high ceiling as well.
This is where the fun and games start with the spellings, mate. Yeah. Any others?
What, for centre back?
Like just underrated defenders you got in mind? Whilst I find the spelling of this guy.
Who else? Who else has been pretty good? I don't know, like standout players. Do you know who else actually? Like he's even another Palace player as well. That Richards as well. He's a good player. I like Richards. He's pretty good as well.
Definitely, and for an American as well, like.
Yeah, no, he's good. Yeah. He's a good player.
We'll go with Lacroix. Guys, you got to bear with us on the production here, man. It's we're a work in progress.
Yeah, let's go with Lacroix. Left back though, I'm trying to think of left backs. Who would I say left back?
I mean, I've got one. Shall I just again, listen, these guys are rated, but I think like Cucurella, man. He was a bit of a joke, man, but you'll probably find that he's probably one of the top left backs in the world.
Do you know who I was thinking? Do you know who? No, he's probably one of the best left backs. Well, do you know who I was kind of thinking of to potentially put there? Somebody like a Lewis Hall. I think he's going to be a quality player.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't think he's been a bit injured. He's been injured this year, hasn't he? So,
But every time I see him play, he always looks good to me. So I think he's a quality player. Like especially there was one game I can't remember who it was against. I think it was him. It was both him and Livramento that were both fit because even Livramento's even has had some issues. But they were both fit, and then literally that whole game they were just terrorizing. I can't remember exactly I can't remember what team it was, but I just remember them. They were just pushing high up. I think even Livramento even got an assist for him as well. Like he got an assist for Livramento. They worked in tandem with each other like very well, and the attacking threat that they can both put going forward, I think that can be very good for Newcastle moving forward.
Yeah.
I do like Lewis Hall as a player.
Should we stick with Cucurella though? I think Cucurella's he locked up Yamal. Like I think he's probably Chelsea one of outside of Caicedo this season, he's probably their second best player.
No, he's a quality player. I think with him, we can probably go for him because I think when he first joined Chelsea, I think they kind of thought he was a joke, man. Like they were like, this guy's not great at all. But I think as time has gone on, like he's grown into the team, and just his performances, even in the Euros as well, he was quality. So I think he's come on leaps and bounds recently. So he's a quality player, and he probably is one of the best left backs in the world currently right now.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to this midfield, man. This is where, all right, let me just put this one in it, and let me see what you think, bro. Granit.
Yeah, he's quality. He's been quality this year. I can't even lie. He's Leverkusen are missing a player like Granit Xhaka. Arsenal are missing a player like Granit Xhaka. Arsenal are missing a player like Granit Xhaka.
Every Premier League team, other than like City and Arsenal, could do with a Granit Xhaka.
Arsenal could do with Granit Xhaka. Arsenal, when they were actually at their most consistent, when they were the closest to winning the league, Granit Xhaka was one of their best players that year. And when they sold him and they got Kai Havertz, I said Granit Xhaka would be a massive miss for them because the way he plays, especially in that three-man midfield, he's one of those players. And Arsenal, at this point in time in their midfield, like a player that can really play through the lines. Like Zubimendi's good in possession and things like that, but I don't think he has that. What's the word? That directness that somebody like a Granit Xhaka has. And I think since he's gone out of that team, they've missed that player that from deeper positions can have that directness, switching it to the flanks, playing it long through the middle to the strikers. I think they've missed that quite a lot. And yeah, they don't really have another player that can play like that. So obviously they have Odegaard, but even he's kind of been off form. But even with him, he's more in the tighter spaces and with like the through balls in and around the box. But in terms of just that long range game and just being able to spread the play, they've missed a player like Granit Xhaka. And I said they would miss him when they sold him initially. So I think he's a quality player.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Sunderland's director of football, whoever's making signings. Like, that's a shrewd piece of business, man. And convincing him to leave Leverkusen to that project.
I think he wanted to go. Like from what's been happening over at that side, it does seem like Leverkusen have been. I don't know since. Yeah, they've been having some issues with their with just how they're just the way they've been managed anyway. Since they've won the title, they've been having a lot of issues.
Yeah, but I feel like he could have gone to AC Milan, like Juventus could have done with him. There's a few big clubs in Europe.
The thing is though, with him as well, I think one of the other things and the reasons why he's come back, I think he actually just did miss the Premier League as well. I think he wanted to be in England. So, and I think Sunderland gave him the chance to come back to England. And then obviously with Premier League as well, you're like, there's very few places you're going to be making the same type of money in the Premier League than anywhere else in Europe. Like, I'm sure Sunderland would probably pay him more than what AC Milan or what's it called, or Juventus. What Juventus would be able to pay him. Yeah. And that's saying a lot. But like the money in the Premier League is different right now. So especially for a player like him, they would offer him more money at his age than a team like a Juventus or an AC Milan. They'll be a bit more frugal with a player that type of age coming into their team, and they'll try and save their money for like the younger stars that they're trying to hold down for longer. Whereas a team like Sunderland come up into the Premier League, want to try and solidify themselves. A player like Xhaka could be essential in that, which he has been. So it looks like money well spent for them. But they definitely would have had the scope to probably give him more than what he probably would have got in the market.
I mean, if he gets European football for Sunderland this year, man, flipping heck, mate. And that's if they even get into the Conference League, like that's massive. Like they've been out of the league for so long, to come back and just the type of profile of player that they've got there, it just looks like they're here to stay. It's not a come up and go back down type of situation. Again, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to keep bringing back my team into this, but for West Ham now, like Sunderland's future looks way brighter than our future, basically, right now. Granit Xhaka is the leader of that team. We've got 2 Sunderland players in there, 2 Crystal Palace players, Kayode from Brentford, Cucurella from Spain. Who we're going to have in the midfield with Xhaka? I got one player I want to mention that I've been really impressed with, and he's stepping into big shoes. He's had a little while to adapt into, but Nico at Man City looks like the heir to Rodri.
He started to play well recently. I think he's one of the reasons why they're starting to be a bit more consistent, because I think missing that type of player in midfield has been hurting them. And I think him along with Cherky's like just balling recently. I think they've been one of the key players, obviously along with Foden, that have like made them become like maybe like now looking like a serious threat for the title now.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Do you know who I was gonna go for? I was gonna go for another Brentford player. I was gonna go for Damsgaard. I think he's a quality player.
Mikel Damsgaard.
I think he's a quality player. I think with him, one of the things about him, like he's just the perfect type of player for Brentford. Like everything is just so like if you probably look at his advanced numbers, it's probably all up there. Like all of his touches, all of his passes, it just seem to be just high quality passes, high quality decision making. Like he's a quality player. Like I think I'll definitely go for him. He's a quality player in my opinion.
I'm happy to go with that. I like that they allowed him his adaptation period, because he actually came in for big money, and it's not like he went straight into the team. I think it was a gradual process, obviously adapting to the physicality of the league. I mean, Brentford haven't been amazing this year. They've had phases. I thought they were going to be a lot worse than they are, but you're right. Damsgaard is an underrated player for sure. He is kind of like the next Christian Eriksen. But I think he's at his level in terms of like where he like, I can't see him going to a big team. But yeah,
with a player like that though, a player like that is a bit deceptive, because I think it all really does depend. Like I think if not just straight from Brentford, maybe to like a massive team, but if he gets like a team in between, like let's say for example, if he was to go to a team like a Dortmund, I think his type of style of play would suit that type of team very well. And I think if he then performs at that team at a high level, is playing in Champions League, then after that, then maybe a bigger team can start looking at him and thinking that, okay, yeah, maybe this guy can do something at an even higher level. But yeah, he's not a player that I think right now can just go straight into like the top teams in Europe. But I think if he goes into one of those next step teams, then that could potentially, at that stage you'll see his quality a bit clearer to see whether or not he can make the next jump. But yeah, I think he's a quality player for them anyway.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm happy with that pick. We've got one last midfield spot. I'm gonna mention I'm gonna go with John McGinn.
I'm not mad at that pick, to be honest. I think McGinn's a quality player, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could go with any of the Villa midfielders. I think.
Yeah, Kamara even. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
few of them.
Even Tillemans' careers, he's had a great career, bro. Like Leicester, like he's a quality player. Like he's just a class player, a perfect centre mid, a perfect 8. I'm trying to think who else we got. I mean, Joe Linton would have been one for a couple of seasons ago, but I think everyone now kind of recognizes his qualities.
Yeah, that Newcastle midfield, everybody knows that they're quality midfield. Like, yeah,
I do love a little bit of what's his name at Leeds. He was at Newcastle. What's his name? He was at Newcastle, went to Leeds.
Oh, Longstaff.
Sean Longstaff.
Sean Longstaff. The thing is about him though, I think he's definitely at his level. Like that type of level, mid like lower end Premier League, like that's Sean Longstaff. Like,
I don't know if you remember a guy called Harrison Reed, little ginger, little fake skulls.
Yeah, I remember.
These midfielders, and even Will Hughes, like early in his career, I was like, yeah, this guy's a player, bro. But yeah, should we go with Mr. McGinn?
Yeah, we can go with McGinn.
I don't think he's underrated. He might be a bit understated.
He might be underrated. I don't know. Like, you don't really hear people talk about John McGinn, but I think there sometimes is a bit of a mix between if somebody's underrated or just understated, basically, like not really mentioned. Whereas if you mention them, they'll be like, okay, yeah, that player is a good player. But then, yeah, it's one of those ones. But I'm not mad at John McGinn.
Bro, the balance of the team's looking decent like that. We would finish third right now, man. Fourth. All right, forward areas.
Forwards. What forwards do I like this year? I'm trying to think. Who's really impressed me this year?
I got another one for midfield. Again, I don't think underrated. I think Szoboszlai is class, man. Szoboszlai, and I think Curtis Jones as well. Curtis Jones, now he's coming to the team. Their results are starting to pick up. Curtis Jones, like, he's a top player in my opinion. I think he's class. Like, he's a player. I don't think they should overlook him. But yeah, that's just like another earmarked guy in Curtis Jones. In terms of forwards, it's a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah, difficult one. Do you know one player that I always see that every time I see him play, he always plays well, and like I would probably go for, because I think he should even probably be starting for them over Martinelli. I think I would go for somebody like a Trossard. Like, I think Trossard's a good player, and I think he's always doing something for them every time he comes on, and they keep on persisting with like Martinelli, or they'll put like Eze on the wing, and I think they should just start. They might as well just play him. He's always effective for them. I think Trossard's a good player.
Statement, yeah. He's a player that you need in your squad when you're going.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's effective. He'll come on. He'll be effective. You need players that can change the dynamic and always like offer something. And I think he's one of those players that even if he comes off the bench, like if he comes on, he always offers something. Like, he's never.
He probably thinks he's their best player. Like,
he probably is though. He's better than Martinelli. Like, I'll definitely play him over Martinelli. Like, he's definitely better than Martinelli, and I'd rather play him there than play Eze there, and then I'll replace Eze with Odegaard. I'll take Odegaard out of the team, and I'll put Eze where Odegaard is supposed to be.
Yeah, I got one for the other side. Ndiaye.
Oh yeah, he's been good.
Again, another one which I'm not going to be able to spell. Ndiaye. Every time I see him play, he's got people on the ropes.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good at in transition, carrying the ball forward. He's great at that.
Ndiaye. And he's playing out of position. He's more of a left winger, I think, and he's playing on the right to accommodate Grealish. like again, like I like the way he plays. I think his game translates. I think he would be a good squad player for potentially for a top 6 team. And from where he's come from, I think he was at like he's late to the professional game. It's not like he was in an academy from you know what I mean. He's come under the radar and really gone up the leagues. Had a spell at Marseille, and then Everton brought him back. I think underrated at this point, and Ndiaye. I think he's Everton's best player.
Nah. Do you know who we missed out? Their midfielder, Keith Dowman.
No, Dewsbury Hall.
Sorry. Dewsbury Hall. What am I talking about? Dewsbury Hall. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm talking about. My mind's all over the place. But Dewsbury Hall, he's quality. Like he's a quality. I would actually think that he should even take one of the spots in midfield because he's actually quality. Like every time I see him play, like when you watch a player and then obviously you'll see a game, like the game could be going by, but then there'll be certain things that a player does and you're just thinking like, I can actually know that is actually high quality what you've just done. Even the goal he scored against United, like that was a quality goal. And then I think the following week there was the other goal where the ball came down. He literally took it in his stride as he was turning and then just finishes again. I was like, that is quality. Like not many players can do things like that. But yeah, Dewsbury Hall, he's a quality player. As well. I think he can be one of those players that are in that midfield slot as well. I would say, I don't know. I wouldn't even mind taking out McGinn and putting him in there because I think people rate McGinn more than they would rate him. But I think he's quality. I think he's a quality player.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got to keep good old McGinn in there. We've got to keep.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm not mad at it, but I like. Dewsbury Hall is definitely a good shout for one of those midfield positions. Up front, I think there's only one player we can put up front, in my opinion. Anyway, I think this Igor Jesus. I think he's quality.
For Brentford.
Yeah, I think he's like the second top scorer in the league, isn't he, or something? Or he's close.
And he's been at Brentford for longer than you would think. Like they give these guys time to bed in. And. I can't even argue with that. The only guys that are coming to my mind as like out and out strikers that may be a little bit underrated is what's his name? Flipping Mateta, but again, he's rated. Like people know about him.
He's rated now. I think from last season he would have definitely been a shout, but this season I think people know
he's rated.
Yeah. He's even playing for France now. Like that's how you know. Like when you're in the France squad, you can't be underrated and be playing for France. Like they have too many players that you have to be rated somewhat to play for them.
He's the perfect striker for this modern age as well, in terms of like how he brings the other player. That's it. Ismail Assar, man, underrated, bro. I've been a beast for a long time, but I think Ndiaye and Trossard is like two perfect shots. I mean, at the moment, in terms of strikers, it's because we don't have like it.
The strikers haven't been that great this year at all.
What's Igor's Thiago?
Igor, isn't it Igor Jesus or something?
Igor Thiago, yeah.
Igor Thiago, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, the Igor Jesus is the
it's for Nottingham Forest, yeah.
And he's good.
He's been decent as well. He's actually decent as well, to be fair. He's decent as well. But yeah, Igor Thiago is the better one.
Yeah. He's had a good season, man.
He's had a good season.
He came in for like big money as well. They bought him for 30 M's from Bruges. I remember when they bought him because, again, West Ham were linked with him, but God knows what's going on. Who's making decisions there, bro? But yeah, there. Scores goals, physical, good finishing. I mean, we've got 3 Brentford players in the team. Where are Brentford right now in the league?
Somewhere mid-table. But to be honest, they're way further up than I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to get relegated. And they're definitely not going to get relegated this season. Henderson's even been a sneaky decent buy for them as well. funnily enough.
Yeah. What about Welbs?
Well, Welbeck's just a quality player. Like I think like
You've
with,
already,
but I think he's always been a quality player in my book. But I think just at his age and he's still being able to perform at a high level, I think it's just it's a testament to him and his professionalism, to be honest. But I think he's always been a very good player.
there you have it, guys. Look at the team: Dean Henderson, Kayode, Dan Ballard, Lacroix, Cucurella, Damsgaard, Xhaka, McGinn, Ndiaye, Thiago, and Trossard. We'll be challenging for the Champions League places. I'm telling you, man. Telling you, man. I think the Prem's like it's a bit, you know what I mean? It's just a bit. It's so tight. You know, it's a funny old season.
Yeah,
Funny
it
old.
is. Yes, nobody's really establishing themselves as like there's no like established phase in the league right now. Like before, like usually at this stage you will have like okay, here are the teams that are going to be challenging for Europe. Here are the teams that are kind of going to be in mid-table, and here are the teams that are going to be like either lower in the mid-table and then battling relegation. Right now, you kind of only have like the teams that you kind of think are going to be battling relegation, and then there's pretty much a group of just loads of teams that at any given week, a couple of results, and then a team that ends that's currently like 13th or 14th can end up being sixth in the space of like a couple games. So it's very, very tight from like 14 all the way upwards, really. So it's a very tight league.
Yeah. I think, guys, we're gonna come back with a few more of these. You know, building out some teams, and you know, underrated all-time Premier League team. That's going to be a hard one because there's so many guys that I'm sure that'll be a brilliant pod that, you know, where we can break it down because me and AU have been big Premier League proponents for a number of years. So, you know, there's some throwbacks in there that I'm sure people will enjoy to refresh their memory of. But yeah, like I'm happy with this 11, man. I think smooth. We didn't pre-discuss this. You know, we just kind of came on and just got to it. So yeah, man, there's the 11 there. Let us know what you think. Anyone that we missed out. Any topics you want us to discuss. What's been happening in general? What have you been seeing in general in football, bro, at the last couple of weeks?
Well, I've been seeing that that what's it called, and Alonso's been struggling at Madrid. He's still in a job at the moment, but like seems like time's ticking for him, really. So I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it's working there with him. But Mbappe is playing amazingly for them anyway. So
yeah,
he came close. He got like how many goals in the calendar year? Like 50 something, which is outrageous numbers, but even with those outrageous numbers, they still seem to be not doing as well as they could be doing. So it's a tricky situation for him. And I've always kind of said with a team like Madrid, I think teams where they when they try and get like a real tactical manager, I don't really think that works for them. Like Madrid are one of those players, or one of those teams, sorry, where you need to get somebody in that is just an ego manager that just knows how to manage all the names there, because if you're not able to manage the names, the team is not going to perform. And I don't think if you're too rigid in like a specific way or a style that the team needs to be playing, I think is bad for those type of players.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. He could potentially still change around. He's a quality manager, but I think I don't know. It kind of just seems like his type of style of management, because he's a very tactically astute manager. Like he has very specific things that he wants his teams to be doing, and I think with the players that he has, it's kind of gonna clash with what they want to do, really, or how they're used to how they're used to performing, especially with a coach like Ancelotti. Whereas with a coach like Ancelotti, he'll go in there, he'll see the players, and then he will adapt the system to get the best out of everybody that's there. Whereas I think Alonso is more about the system and the players adapting to the system.
Yeah, they looked unbalanced when I watched them against City. It's a shame because, as you said, Alonso is a quality manager. I just think player power there it's a tightrope. It's Real Madrid, you know what I mean? It's a tightrope, and they seem to react better to like a what's the word? Is it laissez-faire?
They need just a man manager there, or just somebody that can manage egos. That's why their best periods of success have been under Ancelotti and Zidane, because these are players that because even Alonso was a quality player, but it's a bit different when somebody like Zidane, who's a world player of the year, like one of the greatest footballers, like people will regard him as like the greatest midfielder of all time. So it's a bit different when he's saying, and even though Alonso was a world-class player, I think there's even in that realm, there's like different cachet that you will have in that type of realm. So I think with them, what's worked best for them is players like Zidane that have come in. They know the club in and out. They're obviously been at the top of the game, won everything. So they're a bit more lenient, or being able to follow somebody like that, or a coach like Ancelotti, which his whole career, all he's done is manage the biggest names in football. I don't think there's been a manager that's managed more big names than Carlo Ancelotti. So with managers like that, I think that type of manager suits them more.
Maybe Jose.
No. They probably, if anything, they might as well try and get Zidane back. Zidane's been out of football since. They might as well just try and get him back.
Oh no! I'm not saying Jose back to. I think Jose's days.
Oh, do you mean the big names? Oh no, I think Ancelotti's managed more big names than Jose. Because you're forgetting Ancelotti's had Zlatan Ibrahimovic as well. He's managed. I think he managed Ronaldo at AC Milan when Ronaldo went there after Madrid. Ronaldinho, he's managed Shevchenko, Maldini, Nesta, Yapstam. Like bro, it's just different over there. Kaká, Ronaldo, like. I don't think any manager's managed more big names than Ancelotti. Robert Ribery. You think about all the players he's managed, like all the biggest names in football, he's managed them.
Yeah, he's been to Bayern, obviously AC Milan. He was manager of Juventus.
PSG. Exactly. He's managed Del Piero, Zidane at Juventus.
Vieira.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think any managers manage more big names.
I think he had Henry. He sold Henry
at Juventus. Yeah, I think he had those, and he's playing him at wing back. Yeah, he's playing him at wing back. Yeah, at Juventus. So he's managed. I don't think there's a manager that's managed more big names than Carlo Ancelotti. And I think it's by quite a distance as well. Just thinking about like all the players that he's managed. Like there's other managers that's managed like big players. But I think with just the span of career that he's had and the type of clubs that he's been at, like I don't think there's anybody that's managed more big names than that guy. Even at Chelsea as well, Drogba, Lampard, Terry, like bro, he's managed like all the biggest. Like if he put forward his best Excel, like he can pick through. Like I don't think anybody's best Excel can be like an Ancelotti best Excel. The only time you can kind of be is if you have Pep and you just like stuff it with just like bare Barca players from their prime. Like that's the only thing, like, because other than that, like,
yeah, it's true. And I'm sorry, I'm going off football topic, but the basketball equivalent is our good friend Doc Rivers, and at least Ancelotti has success with these big names.
Yeah, it's true. You know, I think that's true. Like Doc Rivers again, they've given him everything all the time, but he just got.
Everything.
He's had everybody, bro. Like he just can't perform, bro. Like he's an awful coach.
Awful. But yeah, man. Good pod, guys. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your patience. I know it's been a bit inconsistent, but we're gonna try to step it up. Try to keep it consistent. And yeah, thank you for being with us. Peace.
All right, peace, people. Take care.